What's going on guys, it's your boy Mr. Woz, and in today's video I'll be testing another moneymaker from the OSRS Wiki, and this time it's killing Vyrewatch Sentinels. Now I'm going to go through as many of these moneymakers as I can, and I'll try and make as much profit as possible, and I'll switch things up depending on what you guys want me to do in the comment section below. Now on my last video I asked everyone whoever can guess first in the comment section as to where I was in game, that person would get 1 mil, so I'd like to say well done to Stuart Brothers for guessing so quickly, and yes, I was in Castle Wars. Now before getting to this video, let's see if we can smash 30 likes on this video. I know you guys can do it, and I want to do a 100 mil giveaway when I eventually hit 3,000 subscribers. All you have to do is like my videos, comment with your RuneScape name and subscribe to my channel, and I will pick a name out at random and one of you lucky people will be 100 mil richer. Now these Vyrewatch Sentinels are level 151 and they was released on the 4th of June 2020, and this has become one of the most popular moneymakers of 2020 and 2021. And as you can make a lot of GP per hour spending minimal in supplies, and the XP rates are really good as well. So according to the OSRS Wiki, you can make around 706k GP profit per hour, which is really good considering this is a very AFK moneymaker. You can also gain up to 54k in combat XP and 13.5k in hit points XP. Also, you should only need 6 1-dose super combats, which is an equivalent of 1 4-dose super combat and 1 3-dose super combat. I don't know why the wiki has done this, but there you go. And this only costs around 16k GP, so like I said, very minimal in supplies. The wiki also mentions that you can get around 90 kills per hour, which is good, and your GP per hour will depend on your luck and speed of your kills. Now before getting to the requirements, I'm going to show you how to get here. So the fastest way of getting here is by using your Dragon's Medallion, which is an item you get as a reward from completing the quest A Taste of Hope. You want to teleport to Darkmeyer, but before doing that I would suggest putting on the Vire Noble outfit, as this will prevent you from getting attacked by the Vyrewatch monsters. So run north for a few seconds and you will see a bank and a prayer altar, and that is where you will start your kills. Now for the requirements, you will need a minimum of 43 prayer so you can protect from melee, as these monsters can hit up to 17 and can possibly kill you if you have low HP. But I would recommend to have 70 plus prayer so you can use piety, and this will speed up your kills a lot, as this prayer gives you a 20% boost in your attack, 23% boost in your strength and 25% boost in your defense. Now to make this method worth doing, I would recommend having decent combat stats if you want to make a nice amount of GP per hour as well as XP. So let's say 80 plus in your combat stats should be fine, but of course the higher your melee stats the better. Now for the recommended items, you will need to take the best strength or crush bonus gear to go with the Blisterwood Flail, which is what you get from completing the quest Sins of the Father. This weapon gives a 25% damage and 5% accuracy bonus against the vampires, so a very strong weapon. You'll also need the Vire Noble disguise, as I mentioned before, to bank, which is an outfit you will get during the quest as well. Now I'm going to show you the gear setup that I was wearing for this method, and as you can see I'm wearing strength bonus gear such as Berserker Ring Imbued, Face Guard, Ferocious Gloves, Primordial Boots, etc. But for the armour I'm using Proselyte top and bottom, which you can obtain by completing the quest Slug Menace, and you can purchase the armour from Sir Tiffy in Falador Park for 12.5k. This is so much better than Initia, and it gives more prayer bonus and defensive stats. I'm also wearing the Radha Blessing 4, which gives a +2 prayer bonus compared to the normal blessings that only give +1 prayer bonus. Now wearing this armour is only used for tasks where you have to use prayer a lot, and this will save a lot of GP on food and banking. And because of the armour's high prayer bonus, it will protect you from damage a lot longer compared to you wearing your main gear such as Bandos or Barrow's armour for example. But as you are next to an altar anyway, you can wear the best strength bonus armour you can afford, so it's entirely up to you. Now if you don't have those items, you can simply wear full Proselyte, Dragon Boots if you don't have Prims, Barrow's Gloves if you don't have Ferocious, Warrior Ring if you don't have a Berserker Ring, etc. There's a number of items to take with you, but it's all personal preference, as there's no right or wrong way to gear up for these monsters. Now for the items in your inventory, all you need is around 3 to 4 Divine Super Combats. Now even though you take 10 damage every dose you drink, they increase your attack, strength and defense levels by 5 plus 15% for 5 minutes. and it will not drain your stats until the 5 minutes is up. And once the timer's run out, your stats will go back to normal, which is when you need to pot up again. Now these potions are 7k GP more expensive than the normal super combats, so it's entirely up to you which potion you want to take. And the last item I would recommend taking is a rune pouch to store alch runes, as these Vyrewatch monsters drop a lot of alchable items, and this will save you on banking a bunch of times. If you don't have a rune pouch, then you can simply have the runes in your inventory. Now there's 3 things I like about this method. Firstly, there's a close bank. Secondly, you have a prayer altar opposite the bank, which means you will never run out of prayer, but you will take 1 to 3 damage each time you pray at the altar. And thirdly, it is very AFK, as these Vyrewatch monsters are always aggressive. Now what makes this method profitable is that they have a decent drop table, and as you can see they drop some seeds, runes, alchable adamant and rune armour, and some other miscellaneous items. Now after every kill they drop vampire dust, and this item on release was worth a ton of GP, as people were selling them in the grand exchange for crazy amounts of money, and even now they're worth over 400 GP each, so definitely worth picking up. They also drop hard clue scrolls, which is a drop rate of 1 in 128. If I do get one in this video, I won't be adding into my overall loot, as I'll be losing out on GP as well as XP per hour, as I'm only doing this method for an hour. Now the other item you want to look out for is the blood shard, which is a drop rate of 1 in 1500, and it's worth 6.5 mil. You can also obtain this item by pickpocketing the vampires in Darkmeyer as well, and this item can be used on a Fury amulet to make the Blood Fury. Now what makes this Blood Fury so OP is that it will grant an additional 20% chance of healing 30% of the damage dealt to a monster when using melee, which is insane, and it comes with 10,000 charges, losing 1 charge per successful hit. Once the charges go to 0, the blood shard will be destroyed, but you will keep your original Fury, which is cool. Now there is some tips and tricks as usual that will help you do this method efficiently, and this will help you make the most amount of GP per hour. So the first tip is for people who want to bank. Now once you have a full inventory, don't go straight to the bank, otherwise the Vyrewatch Sentinels will follow you in the bank and start attacking you, which is quite annoying. So all you have to do is teleport using your Dragon's Medallion to Darkmeyer. Don't worry, this amulet has unlimited teleports, and as you are running north, put on your Vire Noble disguise and you won't get attacked. The next tip is to have your quick prayers on. Now I know this sounds very simple, but it's very effective. So you want to have Piety, Preserve, Rapid Heal and Melee on at all times. It just saves you doing this manually every time you bank. And the Rapid Heal will bring your HP up every time you take damage at the altar, so it will save you money on food. And the last tip is a very simple one as well, but very effective, and that is to keep your auto retaliate on at all times. Now so many people leave this off, and I'm a victim of that as well, but for this method, if you want an AFK experience while gaining good XP as well as GP per hour, then keep that auto retaliate on, as these Vyrewatch Sentinels are very aggressive and they will attack you no matter what. Now one more bonus tip which is a little bit controversial, and that is to loot other people's drops. Now this does sound a little bit sad and a bit desperate, but I noticed a lot of people leave their loot on the ground, even items like runite bars, runite ore, etc. So I would pick up that loot 100%, as that will give you more GP per hour. So I'm almost at the hour mark now, and if I could give one downside to this method, it would be the area you're killing these monsters, as this area could be really busy. It took me around 15 to 20 minutes to find an empty world, or a world with only one person, but as this is the best spot for killing these, you're going to expect busy worlds. So on the upside, this is a very good money maker, mainly because of the unlimited prayer and how AFK it is as well, and you're also earning a lot of GP per hour as well as XP per hour. Okay, so that is the end of the hour now, so let's price check all the loot that I got from the Vyrewatch Sentinels and see how much I have made. Okay, so here is all the loot that I got from the Vyrewatch Sentinels. It doesn't look like much, but that's just because I output a lot of the items, so let's price check this and see how much I've made. 488k. Now I thought I would have made a little bit more, but it's not too bad. I also got the hard clue scroll within the hour as well, so for the sake of this video, I'm going to complete this and see how much I get from this clue. Okay, so this is the last step of the clue scroll now, and I'll get the casket, and I only get 120k, so even if I added this with the overall loot, I still wouldn't have hit the 700k target. Now let's minus all the supplies that I used, which was 3 Divine Super Combats, 25 Nature Runes and 125 Fire Runes, which comes to 58k, so very nice that I didn't spend a lot on supplies. So my total profit comes to 430k, and I also gained 74k in strength and 24.6k XP in hit points. Now let's go back to the OSRS Wiki, and it mentions you can make 706k GP profit per hour. I didn't quite get there as I only managed 430k, but if I did get the blood shard then I would have beaten the wiki's target, so I was a little bit unlucky in this one. Now I did manage to gain 20k more XP in my chosen combat stat and 10k more XP in hit points, so that's a plus. As I am 99 strength, that is most probably the reason why I doubled my XP rates. Now if you was 80 plus in your combat skills like I mentioned at the start of this video, then you still would have hit the wiki's target. I also managed to kill 122 Vyrewatch Sentinels, so I killed 32 more than what the wiki mentions, so that's pretty decent as well. So a very good money maker and a profitable one as well, with minimal effort. This is worth doing if you want to AFK something. I would compare this to Nightmare Zone in a way, just because it's so AFK, and of course you're making GP out of this as well as decent XP per hour. So that is the end of the video guys. I really hope you enjoyed this one. If you did, smash that like button, comment below and let me know what you think about this moneymaker, and of course subscribe to the channel if you are new for more old school RuneScape money making videos. Until next time, I'll see you guys in the next video.